Hello, Sherry. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. And you see, Sherry, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, I want to say thank you so very much, Sherry, for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this platform right now because you did invest that in yourself. And oftentimes, Sherry, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. I say some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Sherry, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Sherry, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, a lot's changed about the mango tree. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes, now I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a lovely moment that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the amazing Sherry that you are today, that alone has made it really impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, the impact your work is having, how you're offering your solution, your philosophies, your insight. This stuff's so amazing. And just before I sent the request, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Sherry is doing. Not only me now, but even the audience. And here we are today with the amazing Sherry. So thank you so very much for doing that yourself. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate the invite.
Beautiful. And thank you for being here once again. So let's get started, Sherry. You see, I'm quite excited to have you on the show today for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Sherry, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, ever since I realized that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. And the second reason why I'm excited to have the amazing Sherry on the show is for the sake of the audience. They say, Sherry, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, high opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Sherry, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Sherry got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Sherry, over to you.
Yeah, so I started out as a bartender actually my whole life, and I was always looking for something else to do. I never went to college, anything like that, and I kind of felt lost. I had a young child at the time, who's 17 now. I waited on somebody, they sat at my bar and they were like, you'd be good at this. And I did some research and I said, you know what? You're right. I will be good at that. And I studied and got as much knowledge as I can. And I've been doing health insurance for 13 years now. I never thought I would be where I am today, to be honest with you. And I just put my head down and I worked hard, got yelled at, you know, went over the humps that you have to. And now it's beautiful. And I'm very knowledgeable in my field now. And I love leaving conversations with people because I never leave a conversation without somebody feeling better than they did before they entered it with me. And so I pride myself in that. And you always know a little bit more when you're done talking to me. And you think health insurance is so cut and dry, right? But it's not, it's more than that because a lot of people don't understand, what they're getting. And I like to really make sure that, everyone understands everything that they're talking to me about. And yeah, it's been a great journey. I'm really excited for my future too.
Beautiful. That's inspiring. I love that. The fact that getting into conversation with you would improve the person and also enlighten you. That's a beautiful one. So let's begin from health insurance. All right. So I was choosing health insurance like ordering at a bar. Got it?
I'm sorry, would you repeat that
Okay,
question?
I said I was choosing health insurance like ordering at a bar.
It's so crazy because you can pick and choose whatever you want in your insurance cocktail, right? You can cater it to you. And, if somebody just handed me a drink at the bar and I didn't know what was in it, I'm not going to drink it. That's how I am as a person. So you can kind of customize it to you and make it what really fits you. I hear a lot of people say health insurance sucks. Well, it doesn't really suck. You just don't have a plan that's great for you. So, some people say all these cocktails suck. Well, you just don't have one that's good for you, that you personally like, right?
I think I got that. I think I got that. Okay, so let's talk about small businesses now. Okay, how can small businesses offer benefits without going broke?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I typically work with businesses that are 30 people or less. I'll do a little bit more, but that's usually like my sweet spot. If a lot of the times they think that they only have to do traditional group plans, which are very, very, very expensive. But I'll come in and I'll offer it to the employees on an individual basis. And I just saved a group of 30 in Texas about $6,000 a month by doing it that way. And it's just more individual. You can pay for it with payroll. You can do it the same way you would a traditional group, but you're just doing it each person separately. And the amount of money I'm saving people is insane. Now, there's some certain demographics that don't work, right? Because you'd be spending just the same. So I do ask a lot of questions on that. But if you are at a point where you're growing, but you're not quite ready for a traditional group, or you have group and you're like, this is really expensive, it's insane, you should call me because chances are it can save you quite a bit of money just by looking into it.
Just by looking into it. Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing, and you're doing such a great work. But I'm curious about something because I believe challenges are so inevitable. So, what are some of the challenges you faced along the way, and how did you overcome them?
Well, a big challenge when you're an agent just starting out is no one's calling you. They don't know who you are, right? So you have to reach out to people who go online looking who are therefore mad. And so you get cussed out a lot, you get yelled at a lot, and it's tough. And a couple years ago, I said, I don't want to get yelled at. I like my job, but this is making me hate it. And so, I overcome that challenge by putting myself out there more, by doing this with you, right? By getting on Facebook, Instagram, I get professional pictures done often. I post. I'm on Google now. And so now I'm at a point where I truly love what I do because I don't have to deal with that part of it anymore. And people call me, which is great.
I got that.
So, mhm.
I got that. Okay, so what's the real difference between private plans and marketplace plans?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, marketplace plans, you can get a discount on your income. They have to accept you regardless. They have to cover mental health, drug and alcohol, rehab, or maternity. On the downside to marketplace, most of them are HMOs, and a lot of doctors don't accept them. Um, Private, you have more flexibility. You do have to be relatively healthy to get them. You do not get discounts on your income, but you get a discount on your good health. So if someone is maybe a little bit higher of an earner and they're relatively healthy, private's almost the way they should go all the most of the time, because they're going to save. I save people $300 to $500 a month on average, probably, that switch to private.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. You see, I
Hmm.
never knew these stuff before. Now you're really educating me. Thank you so very much. Okay, so let's look at this one too. So important. What eating costs in health plans should people watch out for?
What cost in health
Yeah,
plans, you
like
said?
eating costs. Eating cost. Got it? Should I say that again?
So, yeah,
Okay, okay,
I can't understand that one
okay.
word.
I said, what eating costs in health plans should people watch out for? Like some eating cost in health plan.
Yeah, so, really, that's a tricky question, right? Because there's not a lot of cost unless they're talking to an agent that's throwing a bunch of stuff on their plan that's
Mm, mm.
gonna cost them a bunch of money and then does nothing for them. And again, that comes with finding a plan that fits your situation. Because if, say, you are seeking mental health coverage, right, which a lot of people are, you do not need to go on a private plan because that's going to cost you a lot of money at the end of the day because it's never going to cover it, right? So knowing what plan is going to fit you is going to help your cost a lot.
I got that. That's so true. Okay, we have two more to go. Okay, it's been very interesting with you. Yeah. So, what is the biggest mistake that small businesses or small business owners make with health insurance?
Say by not shopping it around and just going to the big traditional group because they don't realize that you could do it, like I said earlier, individually and separate. Once you hit 52 employees, by federal law, you're required to carry traditional group. So if you're not at that number, you can actually do as you wish, with health insurance and do it like I do, like separate plans for it for everyone.
Okay, I want you to talk more on that. What should they be doing instead?
So talk more on like doing private for everybody. I'm sorry, what was your question? Can you hear me okay still?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear your question.
Okay, so I
Sorry.
said, what should they be doing instead? I mean, the small business owners.
Well, yeah, it's always worth me looking at quotes. I never know what it's going to look like until I get zip codes and dates of birth and gender. That's what health insurance is based on, right? So it's always good to compare. Even if you have something and you think I have the best of the best, you only know what you know. So it's good to be educated and get other options and just see. And if what you have is great, then don't switch it. But knowledge is king, right? So it's always good to have something to compare what you have to.
That's so true. So to bring this to an end, Sherri, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about all we've discussed, or even open your services, how can that be possible?
Yeah, so anyone can call or text me at 417-763-0295. You can email me at healthinsurancewithsherri@gmail.com. Sherri is spelled Sherri. Or you can go to healthinsurancewithsherri.com.
Beautiful. So any final thought?
Yeah, I always say just reach out. I'm a no sales type of salesperson, so I'm very, here's the information. Whatever you can do with it, do with it. But it's always worth having a conversation. So I would say call me and let's have a conversation.
Beautiful. I love that. So that's going to be the end of the show, Sherri. Thank you for coming and
Oh,
thank you for sharing this powerful stuff with us. I tell you, it's eye-opening. Thank you so, so much.
thank you. I appreciate you for having me. Thank you so much.